Please select destination.
I love that sound, don't you? It's a sort of congratulations, you did a good job noise, isn't it? Of course, for some people, this is what gaming's all about, getting as many, if not all, of those achievements, or medals or awards, or whatever it is that your platform of choice delivers. I'm no score whore. The fact that I don't register over there on the ready up table is a testament to that. I do like getting those plinks through though. It seems that the concept of ongoing achievement and reward is now spreading beyond our world and into that of the corporate suit. Gamification is the buzzword being used, and it's genuinely about the creation of rewards for specific actions or thresholds being delivered or reached. There's an element of that which I understand, but I always thought that work was what you did and the salary was the reward you got for it. Maybe I'm not getting it, or maybe the world of the employee is something I've been away from for too long to understand how things are moving forward as I work for myself. But if this is the path we're going down in the workplace, and it certainly seems to be, then let's look at some of the ways it's being done. The first and most obvious attempts are the usual direct rewards approach. Congratulations, you processed the most amount of crap. Have a shiny star for you cube. Great, lovely, fantastic. This kind of thing doesn't float because the system itself isn't involved. The game element has been tacked on loosely, and there's actually no real goal or benefit to be had other than that one-time novelty. The second sort of gamification I've seen is the competitive teams approach. This is probably the most basic level which can produce results, but the problem is that the management of the game can actually take more effort because the structures are external to the systems that are being measured. And we all know that if there's an activity overhead, at some point it'll be dropped for something more productive. There's also the risk that the competition element becomes less than friendly and workplace feuds can actually develop. The last sort of gamification is that which is built into the systems themselves. These work because they understand and make use of game theory properly. You see, game theory isn't just about rewards, although that can be an element. It's about allowing the players to, well, play. Here are some elements of work versus game. Work tasks, repetitive and dull. Game tasks, repetitive and fun. We know that in games we tend to do the same thing over and over again, but we enjoy doing it because of the way that repetition's been structured. So we'll look at another one. Work goals, contradictory and vague. Game goals, clear. The biggest problem most employees have is they don't know why they do what they do. They know that they make widgets and that widgets connect to thingamabobs, but why? In game, the goals are clear. You have to align the races to increase your chances of winning the war against the Reapers, for example. It's that clarity of strategy which work, on the whole, fails to deliver. Here's another one. Work feedback, annual, if you're lucky. Game feedback, constant. In games, we're constantly updated with our progress and with indications of our performance. And you know what? If we've sucked at something, we don't get all pouty and threaten a grievance and go into HR, blah, blah, blah. We go away, we think about how we screwed up, and we come back prepared to do better. I've got a personal axe to grind here, you might have noticed. Here's a final one, and possibly the most interesting. Work failure. Forbidden, punished. We don't talk about it. Game failure, expected, encouraged, sometimes spectacular, and often bragged about. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to go into work, make a royal arse up and then shout about it from the rooftops with pride, but there is a strong position which states that if you don't fail, it means you're actually not trying hard enough. Again, from personal experience, I've worked with organisations which do their level best to maintain mediocrity because it reduces the chances of any sort of failure. Those who try and push the boundaries and rise above that are penalised for it. The attitude was genuinely turn up, do the minimum required, and go home. It's ridiculous. The whole notion of gamification is to introduce new elements into our working lives, which provide us with additional stimulation. This isn't new thinking. Workplace psychologists know that any change to a working environment improves productivity. If that change can be ongoing, the improvements will also be ongoing, and that's where the gaming elements come into play. The other side is that sometimes it's just nice to have a bit of fun. Now, I have to be upfront and say that the addition of the podcast Chiefs into the Ready Up podcasts was primarily because, well, they made me smile. And they seem to have added a little bit extra into the mix too. If you haven't actually heard the new series of Ready Up podcasts, I really suggest you do. Go to the site, click on the link, subscribe to them. It's well worth your time. They say that the simple things are the most important though, and it's actually easy to build the principles of gamification into your own working life. Build yourself some achievements. Completed all of my follow-ups before 3 p.m. Edited the podcast and got it ready to publish the next day. Sat through the meeting without making snarky comments about the lack of decent biscuits. Anything really. If nothing else, they'll make you smile and others will wonder why. So on that thought, I'll leave you for this week. I'll see you next time. Cool.